So I decided to invest in a little bit more gear. This is a pretty small purchase. You can see what these are, but this is what they are. The newer V-mount batteries. These are the 99 watt hour version. I've got V-mount batteries already, but these were really on sale, and I want to be able to start using V-mount batteries for more things than just powering cameras. I want to be able to power lights and potentially build a wireless monitor system that will also have V-mount batteries on them. So yeah, and these were on crazy sale. Like usually they're over $100, like up into the like 120, 130, 150, and they were $76 a piece. So I bought two, and really excited to again have more of these available to me. Nice. The quick 30-second review of these is that they feel nice. Build quality feels pretty good. The rubber feels pretty good. Can't really do this one-handed. Okay, I guess I can. 2 DC barrels on the top, 12 volt and 8 volt. This right here is USB-C, USB-A. D-tap on the side. I will fully just be using the IO on the plate that I have. And then this button allows you to see info. So you can see the battery percentage, you can see what voltage is going to be coming out of the different ports, but obviously again, I'm not going to be using those ports, so it'll just show battery percentage left, but that's super nice to give an actual tangible number as opposed to just the 4 or 5 bars that the other V-mount batteries do. So I can see exactly how much battery is left on this thing and how long I've got left to shoot on. So yeah, I'm happy with these. Also, I'm on my way. It's early morning. Had that package delivered with the 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. overnight with Amazon. But I am on my way to a shoot, and this is all I'm bringing: water and breakfast. So if you are wondering why I am not bringing any gear to the shoot today, it's because I am not DPing today. I've actually gotten hired on by this crew a bunch of times before. They are they're the video team for a big church in my area, and they do a lot of really, really cool work at a very high level. And so I always get excited about the opportunity to work with them. It's always an opportunity to learn. They shoot on arris, so it's an opportunity to be around, I mean, pretty much the highest tier of camera that you can. And so there's just a lot of things that I like about working with this crew. I would recommend that anyone in this industry, even if you've been in the industry for 10, 15, 20 years, you know, it makes it more of a challenge, but obviously if you're starting out, it's easier. Find people or even just someone, first of all, to just act as a mentor, but also to learn from, to work with and to learn from, watch them work. I have a few people in mind that are definitely mentors to me. I don't know if they see themselves as that, but anytime I get the opportunity to work with them, I take it as an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to just be a sponge and absorb everything I can. Watch their workflow, watch how they make decisions, watch how they use their equipment, watch what equipment they have, which equipment they use the most, all the things that I can benefit from, and also just, you know, again, be that sponge, be like, ask questions that obviously if you make good choices with who your mentors are going to be, they are people who want to answer your questions and want to help you. And so I'm about to be blinded. That's something that I have been, oh my gosh, this is terrible. Oh, and it's gone. Okay. That's something that I have been super thankful for, is all the people that have built into me and wanted to answer those questions. So again, my advice to anyone in the industry, specifically people who are starting out, but just about anyone can benefit from working with someone more experienced than you and learning from them. All right, I gotta stop. This sun is crazy. So once we showed up to the workshop that the video crew works out of, right away, again, like I said, this crew shoots with arris. I assumed that we were going to be working with the Mini LF, but for this project, actually, we are shooting on film. So they had the Mini LF rigged up and ready to go, and we did bring it with us. But for the majority of the shoot, we were shooting on the ARRI Flex 16 SR3, which is awesome. I've never worked with film before. I mean, a lot of this stuff, again, is just above my pay grade. Having a focus puller and a first AC, who was I was hanging out with most of the day. Again, I was technically the second AC on this shoot. Realistically, I didn't do much of anything that a second AC would be doing. I was honestly just extra hands. You could call me a PA or a grip, but still a great opportunity regardless. So we started out with some quick shots outside. The person in the red sweatshirt was our talent for the day. They had done an interview the day before with this guy, just kind of talking about his experience with some things, and you see a little bump there. But yeah, so today was pretty much just a pickup B-roll day. So you can take another look at the camera here. It's a 16 millimeter camera, or shoot 16 millimeter film. Again, a very cool workflow. And then you can see me riding with the Arri Mini LF on my lap in the car. So we are in downtown Cincinnati, and I am standing guard. Again, I'm technically second AC today, but realistically I'm just doing a bunch of positions, but standing guard over all the gear that we're not using. They're shooting on the Arri Flex film camera over there, so I am standing guard with the gear, with the Mini LF and the sticks and this AC kit. I got to look the part of official though, because so we had the Easy Rig in our car. We also had the Mini LF in our car, and we're not going to leave the Mini LF in the car. So I was basically just walking through downtown Cincinnati with an Easy Rig and the Mini LF in my hands. On the Easy Rig, but yeah, so I got to look the part, even though now I'm just standing guard over the camera. We moved on to a few different locations throughout the day. And again, we went even more bare bones as the day went on. When we eventually stopped back at the workshop, we dropped off the Mini LF, so we weren't even worrying about bringing that with us. And then pretty much all I was carrying was the sticks for the camera. So we shot the whole day on film. It was super fun. We got to see some awesome, beautiful parts of Cincinnati. The Red Stadium, as you just saw, and this awesome bridge. And I promise I've lived there my whole life, but I don't know what this bridge is called. But yeah, it's always cool, again, just to hang out. And I got to hang out with Drew, who is the first AC. He's a freelancer. He's not on staff for the church. And so it was just cool to get to hang out with him the whole day and ride in the car with him and ask him questions. I was basically just picking his brain about a million different things. The view here is pretty sweet. Yeah, they're still shooting on film. There is a chance that, I was talking to the AC, I was like, what do you think the odds are that we don't even use the Mini LF today? And he said there's a pretty good chance. So yeah, it's just hanging out again. Unused, sad little camera. One part of a film workflow that I had not considered at all was exposure. And it's simply just because I haven't worked with it before, but working with film essentially means that whatever film you're using, you have a set exposure and you have a set white balance. And so you can see the DP Tyler here using a light meter to essentially check what his exposure should be, what his other settings should be, what ND he should be on, to make sure that his exposure is correct, which is a really cool thing. Again, I think with digital cameras, we get so used to such an easy and simple workflow of, I'll just bring my ISO down, or I'll just adjust my aperture or whatever. And with film, it's such a precise measurement that you have to make sure your exposure is correct. Our last location was a really cool spot up on this hill overlooking the city. I love Cincinnati. It's where I grew up, and I think there's just so many cool little spots. And you can see Drew's AC setup here, pulling focus and just getting some cool filler shots. Again, the whole day was pretty much just B-roll, which was a cool thing. But it was, again, a pretty easy day, just kind of following around. And again, like I said, being that sponge of just absorbing everything I can, taking in all the information, asking questions, being helpful, and just being someone that's good to work with while also getting some things that are going to benefit my career as well. As always, just great opportunity. I mean, yeah, I got to talk the whole day with Drew, who is a first AC. He shot features for a while and worked all over. Has traveled for work and done stuff
all around. And now because he wants to be more at home with his wife and starting a family, he's kind of just started to do more local commercial work. But he's a super talented guy. I've worked with him a ton before, but just amazing to talk with him and be able to learn from him and ask him questions. And I'm just so thankful for all the people in my life who have built into me and been able to give me that advice, answer those questions. And if you're younger in the industry, not only work with people who are better than you, but find the ones that are willing and excited to ask those questions, and excited to answer those questions and to share and to encourage. Again, shout out to Drew. It was just awesome to talk with him all day. So that's pretty much my day. I'm going to an event later tonight for the creative community, people who've helped out, volunteered, or on staff at the church I attend. And I'm excited for that. It'll be a fun night to hang out and just continue to build into that church community. But yeah, again, I'm just so thankful for this opportunity to work with these guys and work with this crew. And it's just cool to be able to be built into like that. So yeah. And again, one thing that Drew and I talked about was just like being open and recognizing, because I mean, he's been in the industry for 10 plus years and working as a first AC on movies and commercials and giant sets and stuff. And still he's like, yeah, there are times where I work with people who've been in the industry for 20 years. And he's like, dude, I had no idea. I didn't even think about that, or doing this way or whatever. So just being able to recognize that, like, you don't always know everything and there's always more to learn. I always want to stay in that space, and I always want to think that I have more to learn. I think if I ever am content with where I'm at skill-wise or workflow-wise or anything like that, then I'm wrong because there's always more to learn. So yeah, super excited. It's been a great day, and just, again, thankful for the opportunity. Unfortunately, one of the things that Drew and I talked about, though, was gear, and I kind of just asked him about equipment. And I told him specifically, I was like, I have the FX3. I'm thinking of moving to the FX6. What are your thoughts? And he, again, I kind of was settling into this place of like, okay, I think I'm good with the FX3 for a little while. And I'll move to the FX6 eventually, or keep the FX3 and get an FX6 eventually when I can afford it. He kind of was encouraging me in the direction of like, it might be good to go to the FX6. From a lot of different perspectives. As an AC, that was kind of his recommendation for a couple different reasons. And so now I'm back in this place again. So I know I made a whole video, FX3 or FX6. I'm once again asking for advice because I think from a career standpoint, I want to position myself as a professional owner-operator. And I believe that the FX6 speaks more professional owner-operator than the FX3 does. It's again, very similar picture. The differences in the image quality are like next to nothing. I recognize that. But from a few workflow standpoints I love the form factor of the FX6. I love the internal NDs. I love the audio capabilities. I know the FX3 has an audio top handle, but it's just not very sturdy. I don't like the workflow of it. So I think the FX6 would be awesome. I do recognize that from a workflow perspective as well, there is a value in a camera like the FX3. So I don't know if that looks like me selling both of my cameras and getting an FX6 and an A7S III. That way I'm covered on a cam with the form factor that I like, and a camera that can do photos, and a B cam, because right now my B cam is not an equivalent camera. It's a A6600, so it's crop sensor. It can't do S-Log3 very well. It just doesn't turn out looking good at all. So I want to be able to have two near identical cameras. Right now I was thinking FX6 and FX3. I'm thinking there might be a world in which I sell both cameras and just kind of restart my kit. I'm gonna take some time and think about it, do some research, do some numbers and stuff, but I'm back in this place based on his recommendation that the FX6 would be a good jump for me. That will be the starting place where I'm like, okay, now I'm into the like professional level. Not that the FX3 is not professional, but I don't know, just the way he talked about it made a lot of sense. So I'm now back in that place trying to figure that stuff out. So if you have any recommendations on FX3 versus FX6, I could potentially go FX6 and FX30. That would save me some money. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure it all out and make it all work. So if you have any recommendations, let me know. I'd love to look through them.